He's dropping GPSs and shit.
So I can get you in your favorite swing.
Hey, this is Matt Cox, and I'm here with Josh and his YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel called DOCTV813, and we are going to be reviewing I'm going to go with it's a disturbing.
It's a very interesting video.
It's a disturbing video that, for some sick reason,
I already know what you.
I think I don't think it's as funny as Josh thinks it is. I'm like a little upset by it, but you find it just like, you think it's hilarious.
I do.
But this guy's my worst fucking nightmare. Like, the nice thing is like, you've got a good chance of knocking this guy out if he fucked with you. I don't. I don't have a chance. I don't have a chance to knock this guy out. This guy is my worst night. This is a guy that I wake up in my bunk and he's petting my hair.
Oh, with a Snickers.
Holding the Snickers.
Yeah, come here, boy.
So this is we're gonna review a video, but you're gonna tell me, you're gonna explain what the video is about, right? So go ahead and tell what is the video like? What's the backstory?
I don't know the guy's name. I don't know too much about a backstory. I do know though this guy was in prison for a long time, and he had a thing for another guy that was in prison with him locked up, and he wanted to get with the dude. And what's crazy about this dude, man, is there's at least 2 of these in every dorm in like Florida prisons.
Oh yeah.
So
no,
in prison, though, they call them booty bandits.
Right.
And what's crazy, man, is we've talked about this too, is like when you talk about that type of stuff going on in prison and you tell stories about that, people love to hear about it for some reason.
Well, you know what it is? Like, I'll meet guys, and I mean professional guys. Like, I'll meet like a CPA or a lawyer or, even a police officer, especially, by the way, this is funny. Every time the FBI came to see me, only males, male FBI or Secret Service agent. As soon as we hey, what's up? Hey, Matt, what's going on? They'd sit down and they'd say, one of the first they'd go, so how you doing in here? I'd be like, all right. And they'd go, so what's it like in here? And they always, and I was like, I was always like, I mean, I'm not talking about like one Secret Service agent. I mean like I got 2 or 3 different Secret Service agents, 3 or 4 FBI agents. Every fucking male agent said, what's it like in here? And I just always remember thinking, boy, you're scared, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, you must.
Fear runs you, bro.
Deep down, your fear is like, I think a lot of guys' fear is that they're going to end up in prison, and it's the unknown.
Right,
So,
and it's the way like the media and the movies play it out too. But that shit does go on at the same time.
No doubt. I'm just saying, like, I'll meet like a professional guy, and they're always, when they get you alone, they never really say it in front of anybody. They'll say like, bro, like, what's it like in prison? I'm always like, well, what do you mean?
You really want to know?
Yeah, what do you want to know? And I always try to make them, tell. Yeah. I mean, what's it like? I'm like, what do you want to know? You want to know about the showers? What do you want to know? You want to know about people getting raped? They're like, bro, does that happen? I'm like, yeah, it happens. People get raped. There's most of the time it's people get pressured.
Right. And sometimes they don't even know it until it's too late.
Oh yeah, until suddenly it's just too late.
Yeah, finesse.
They have, and there's always. And then there's these guys that are like booty bandits, and then it's the same thing with your channel. You'll run I'll run a video where I talk about booty bandits. And you're like, it'll get fucking
crazy.
Yeah, get like what, 50, 100,000 views or something compared to other videos that are getting like 20.
Yeah,
like it's
2.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So
and that's because I think, like you said, man, people are interested in what they fear, and a lot of people fear jail and prison, and I think that's why now you turn on cable TV and there's a fucking jail show on every major network, like 60 Days In or whatever. Yeah. So, but this guy that we're going to show you guys today was in prison. He's got a thing for this other dude that's in prison.
Killed a couple guys.
Supposedly he killed 3 guys for this guy that he wants. So now both of these guys are free, and this guy makes a video about.
Still wanting to be with the other guy, the guy that he was in prison with.
Right. Yeah.
Bro,
here we go.
This is so bad.
See, I'm like this.
This is so bad.
If I see a man that I likes, I tell him, I likes you, and I want you. See, murder, ever since I saw you about 15 years ago, I likes you.
But see, this is what I don't get right there. He says, see murder, right?
Maybe that's got his nickname.
But there's a rapper named C Murder. So I mean, that's probably a common nickname, right? Like C
Yeah,
Murder.
like Pookie or 813 or
Yeah.
ATL.
Catch you around the cuts.
I cut your.
I'm gonna get your booty, boy.
Jesus God Almighty.
That little small booty about the size of a baseball glove. 2 baseball gloves put together. See,
Look at this fucking
I
guy.
tell you, boy.
Oh, his eyes tell it
I get
all.
hold to that sweet deliciousness. Those little butt cheeks are gonna be bouncing. I just see murder. You better make sure.
Now, for the
The-
people,
The laugh is
Bro.
insane.
for the people that have never been to prison, right, that are watching us right now, this guy exists. Like, this is not some like funny.
This isn't
Yeah.
a spoof.
No.
This is like not just that. Like these guys definitely. These guys. This isn't the only guy that there's.
Yeah.
These guys are in every prison everywhere. There's just weirdos, freaks. Here's the funny thing. Like these are the guys that go in and will like jack off, right? Like to a fucking some female CO. They'll
Yep.
go and
Gunners.
They'll be.
Yeah.
They're just weirdos.
Yeah, bro. Well, that side of prison, bro, is honestly, I think, what keeps me from going back.
Oh,
Man.
it's just so it's so disturbing.
Bro, it's so like accepted and open that when you first like walk into there, not only are you in a shock because you're in prison, but now you got to sleep next to a dude like this, and you know that's what's on his mind 24/7 because they get addicted to that, bro. Like the gunning, they like form mental fantasy relationships with who they're gunning down, and it's like in their head, they're in a relationship with some lady that has her back turned to him in the officer station. And he's gunning her.
Never said nothing to him,
bro.
Right? I had. Listen, one time, there was a dude that the CO was walking around checking. They check the cells, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the doors are open, but they still kind of glance in to see who's in the
Yeah,
cell.
they're like 15-minute checks.
Yeah, so this female CO walked around and glanced in to this guy's cell. Well, he's in there taking a piss. And so she looks in, she goes, "Oh, whoa, sorry," and kept walking. In his mind, he was like, "Oh,
She checked me out.
she wanted
She's
to see
an
me. She
eater,
knew I was in-
dog."
she knew I was in here.
Yeah.
She knew what was happening." No, she didn't know you were in there. She's just looking through windows to check and see
Yeah.
who's in the cell. Check just a security check.
But he don't hear none of that.
No, he thinks she was.
Yeah.
She knew he was pissing. She wanted to see his shit. She was into him. So you know what he does? He waits for her to come back through her next round, and when she comes back and looks in the cell window again, he's in there butt naked with lotion, beaten off. Like he's like, yeah. Like she goes, "Oh my God!" She jumps back and hits the deuces. They come and grab him. They take him away. We never see him again. And that's the kind of stuff that would happen. And we would.
He's walking away in handcuffs. It's tough love.
Yeah,
she
what's
just
the-
tough
she's-
love
she
right
wrote
now.
deep down, she loves me. She loves me. I
She's
love
gonna
her.
come see me in confinement.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro,
what are you doing?
Stop. Just stop.
We had. Oh yeah. I could.
Bro,
You could go on and on and on. I could go on and on.
Listen, man, I've told this on my channel. I was at golf, right? And they had gun towers throughout the prison. And on the rec yard, there was a gun tower. And we're all out on rec. There's like 6 dorms. So it's a lot of people on the rec yard.
Right.
And there's this group, right? And I'm working out on the pull-up bar, dip bar thing. And I'm watching this group. And then they're all looking up at the fucking, at the guard tower, right? And dude starts gunning the mop tower. And what he thought there was a chick in the gun tower, and
Can't
he's
even
gunning
see her.
her.
Can't even see her.
No. He saw a silhouette, he thought, of a woman, but it was a fucking mop turned upside down, leaning up. So the guys are on the rec yard gunning this mop, and they think it's a chick. So it just like, bro, like when you're like, man, when you're in there and you watch that shit go on, it's just like, I always looked at people that gunned and did that type shit as rapists.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
had
Yeah.
no
They're
respect.
dangerous on the street. Like
Yeah.
they've got to be. But listen, the guys with like even the magazines and they've got
fuck
it like
books.
Yeah, the fuck books. Like it's like it's funny too because the guy.
Well, the people may not know, like, people may just think that they take those books and go into a stall, but a lot of times they'll take out their favorite centerfold and put it in a plastic Ziploc bag and stick it to the shower when they're in there.
Or the other thing what they do is they'll take tape and tape it. Like, because we wouldn't have the plastic.
Yep.
You don't always have the plastic sleeves. They'll actually take clear tape and tape over the pictures front and back. And then that way, it's just.
Wow, you guys were a lot more sophisticated than I was.
Okay, well, there, let's
All right,
watch
so
the rest of our
let's
video
get back
here.
to this video, man. This guy's a freaking.
All right.
Sounds like a horror house.
Make sure you hide from me, boy. I remember when I had you on East Ham, butt cheeks loose as a goose. When I saw you on Ferguson, I had to fight for you. I killed you.
So Ferguson, this has to be real because that Ferguson is an actual unit, right? Isn't that a
In the state?
No, I thought that was a Fed unit.
I have no idea.
You
know, by the way, every time you
if you're in the
stop it-
comment section right now, let us know. Is Ferguson? I believe it's an actual like
Federal?
FCI. Is that what they call it?
I have no idea.
When I see you, see murder, I like you, and I want you. I know that tail is ready. I got you, see murder.
Worst nightmare.
Bro,
I see you.
I would have to kill
I
him.
like you, and I want you,
I would kill him.
and I'm gonna get you.
Look at those eyes, bro.
That's all that's left is booty.
I want to know what the people in the comments
That's
think
all
about
that's
this
going
guy.
down right now in Texas City. Men's liking men's. Men's showing men's love, see murder. When I get hold to that little tight, little loose butt you got.
He's finna make that brown
I
eye
know what the
wink.
boys did to your retrieve unit. And I don't know how they abused your pack one, but you haven't seen abuse until I get hold
My
to you.
God.
See murder.
See
murder?
I don't know C Murder, but I feel
his
for
nickname.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, C Murder's about to get
Next
murdered.
Wednesday,
Ne-
Carver Park. Be there.
Oh, he's
By the
dropping
playground.
GPSs and shit.
So I can get you in your baby swing.
See his eyes right there?
Did you see? Did he just say get you in your baby swing? What? I don't even know what that means. I mean, some people should just never get out of prison.
Oh my God. That dude's on the street, bro. That's scary, man.
Not for long.
No.
I mean, there's no way a guy like that doesn't end up getting picked up. The problem is how much brutality does he have to endure or have to inflict on society until he gets picked up?
Right, exactly. And it's that type of dude that goes to prison 8, 9, 10 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That have like a D on their fucking tag. But, bro, that dude is... And that's what people don't get is there's dudes like that in prison and they're not fucking around and they are about their business. And that's the type of dude, bro, that he'll try to finesse somebody and they won't fall victim to his finesse and they'll fight him. And I'm sure he's gotten his ass beat, but he's the type of dude that'll come back tomorrow and he'll think by you beating his ass like you're flirting with him.
I don't see that guy getting his ass beat very
Well,
many
yeah,
times,
that too,
but yeah, that's what people don't understand. Like when you're saying the finesse game, what happens is these guys will go in and you'll come in, they don't really know you're new to the prison system, and they're like, "Hey, bro, do you need anything?" Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Well, I mean, you need shoes or whatever. Like, I'll get you some stuff. Like, I know you just got here, and I know you're probably pretty freaked out, bro. So let me give you some food.
Yeah, friendly.
And let me give you some soups and stuff because you get hungry at night and shit. You're locked in the cell after so much, After
and to a normal person,
normal
you're just
guy-
like, oh my God, someone wants to be my friend.
Right.
And
What a
then-
nice guy.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
what you're thinking is, I would do that for somebody. Like,
Right,
I'm a
right.
nice person. I would do that. He's just being a nice guy. He understands my pain. No, he doesn't.
No, he's going to cause you pain.
Right. So he gives you a bunch of stuff, and the next thing you know, he's coming back, and he gives you something else, and then maybe he gets you some fucking shoes, and you're waiting for you to get money on your books or whatever, and then he starts saying, "Oh well, bro, you gotta pay me back, or you owe me."
Yeah,
And it's
double.
like, yeah, exactly. Now it's double. Yeah, exactly.
Now you're in the hole, buddy.
And then maybe you say, oh, okay, and I can pay, or worse, you can't pay him back. You can't pay him back. You got a major problem.
Then you're done.
Right, because what happens is that guy starts pressuring you to do stuff or whatever, or then suddenly one day he goes, "Hey man, come here, let me talk to you for a second." You're like, "Okay." So you go in and talk to him in his cell. Next thing you know, 4 of his buddies walk in behind you and they close the door, and it's you in the cell with 5 guys,
Right. And a lot of
right,
people.
with knives.
Right. And people will say still, ain't nobody's going to rape me.
Yeah, bullshit. When they got
Yeah.
5 fucking knives to you and they're touching, you can't move. Like, it's like you got knives to your throat and you can't move unless you just, well, I mean, if you're ready to just get killed, like you
Yeah.
can say that out here. When
Right.
you're in that situation.
Right. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, you drop into survival mode.
Right.
Yeah, bro, it's bad. Like, you got to be, listen, I'm telling you, people try to get me into a cell. I've been to the point where people tried to get me alone. People tried to get me, and I was always so, because I'd been in the county Well,
you knew how things maneuvered.
Right. Like I right away had a guy come to me right away when I first got locked up. This guy was like, listen, bro, you're going to have some issues. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, look. And he just started explaining, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to let you know. And this is what's going to happen with you. Boom, 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 boom. And I was like I'm terrified.
What was he saying, though?
Oh, he was saying, look, here are the things that are possibly going to happen. If you end up in a medium or even a low, even a camp, here are the things that can happen. And he starts explaining, like, they'll get you into a cell. They'll do this. If you want to survive this and you don't ever want to have any problems, here's what you do. You don't ever go anywhere where you can be caught alone or not in front of a camera. You don't ever borrow anything. You don't ever run up a debt. So if some guy comes to you and says, hey, man, I'm going to get you some shower slides and this and that because, cool. And he goes, say, no, I'm all right. Yeah. He said, you go. And I go, so I just go in without shower slides? And he's like, yeah, you just step on them babies. That's what you do. You step on the babies. You get foot fungus. You figure it out when you can order some cream to get rid of it. He said, don't take anything from anybody ever.
Yeah, well, he's not lying.
He wasn't.
No.
Because I would get there and guys would, hey, man, let me get you some shoes. No, I'm all right.
Not even if they're trying to finesse you to rape you or whatever, but just taking something from someone and they can be your friend, but that can even bring on different dramas with, You
can't trust
everybody's got a motive, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was absolutely. Yeah, I was in there and I used to say all the time, guys, like, hey, bro, what's up with this? And I would constantly, I must have said it once or twice a day. I didn't come here to make friends.
Yeah,
I was sitting here. I came in here with no friends. I plan on leaving here with no friends. Now, that's not the case. I did build friendships. But that was my attitude, was that everybody was out to get me all of the time. So I don't go anywhere where I'm alone. I don't go anywhere where I'm vulnerable. I don't go it's a horrible way to live. You're paranoid. You're absolutely paranoid.
Have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, there was a kid that got raped he was raped in the pen.
See that shit.
Yeah, that's okay. It's still recording.
Oh, okay.
The guy cracked his skull, and it never healed correctly. So periodically, his face would just swell up. Like every month or two, his face would swell up, and then it would go down. It'd go back down. It would inflammation.
He beat him so bad he fractured his skull.
And his skull. If your skull doesn't heal correctly, it'll heal, but it didn't heal correctly. Periodically, you'll get swelling. And I mean, this guy had gone into a cell, and he said, they stuck me in a cell, little white guy, stuck me in a cell with this it was a big black guy, it was a big black guy who had like a life sentence, who had already been to the state for rape, and now was doing a federal prison or a life sentence for like crack or something. And they put this little tiny guy in this, and everybody knows. They all know what's going on. So they assigned him the cell. He goes in there. He was a nice guy. He seemed cool. He seemed okay. Guys were telling me like, bro, you got to watch yourself. And I didn't understand why, because he was cool. Like, he was always giving me food. He was always this.
The big black guy was
always giving him food, was always being nice to him, and he didn't understand. And he said one day, I said, so what happened? He said, well, one day it was count, and I went into my cell. And he said, I couldn't tell you what happened. I just know the next day I was being rushed to the hospital. He said what had happened was, they'd come by and done count.
Don't tell me the dude knocked him out.
Oh, the guy knocked him out and raped him and left him for dead. Thought he was dead. Like, raped him all night long. And in the morning,
what the fuck?
Yeah, in the morning when he said, yeah, it's stitches.
I like you and I want you.
Yeah, stitches in his ass, the whole thing. Like stitches, like he literally had to re-stitch his fucking asshole together. The whole thing, like literally woke up the next day in a puddle of blood. Think about it like this. People are like, oh, the guards check all the time.
Well, shit, they knew who the guards put him in this cell.
Right. They know what's going on.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. So, and then in the morning when they popped the door, the guy left. They had, after they rush the kid to the infirmary and then to the emergency room. They had to call the guy on the rec yard who's playing handball. Oh, hey, we need you to come to the lieutenant's office. We're thinking your cellie happens to be bleeding out of his ass and was left in a pool of blood while you raped him and slept all night. This is how we found him. We're thinking you have something to do with it. But what can you do to that guy? He's got a life sentence.
Yeah, nothing.
He doesn't care.
Nothing. And what's crazy, man, is where people going up to that white kid and being like, hey, man, you need to watch out.
Yeah.
They were warning him.
And he had no clue. You know what he thought? He thought he was doing the books for, there was a prison gang. Like, I don't know if it was like I I don't know if it's just the woods or what. This is like in the medium, right? So this isn't like I don't think it was in a pen. So it's in the medium, but he's like doing the books for the gambling. So that's how little, like this guy, he can't even defend himself. Like you're not even a soldier. We're not even gonna, if something goes down, boy. We're not even gonna give you a knife.
Right.
Like you're useless. But what you can do is you can keep the books for the gambling debts that we run up. So he keeps the books. He's stuck in.
That's another thing that I like. I just, when you're like, man, when you're in there and you get around all those different type of people, isn't it crazy, man? Like how people go into prison and like say with 10 years and that literally like they literally go in and are like, I'm going to be the best convict I can be. And they get so wrapped up in that life in prison that I don't think they can get out of it once they get out because they're already like so all in with it. You know what I mean?
Right. I know guys that did like 5 years and they can't do anything but talk about prison. And it's like, bro, you did 5 years. Like you did 5 years in like a low. Like they talk about prison all the time. It's like, I mean, like this is really the defining factor, the defining
the highlight
of your life. And it's like, that's like, I talk about prison like to other guys if we bring it up, but if I'm out there,
but you're not bragging about it.
Yeah, I don't really talk. Like I don't talk that much with normal people. I actually try and avoid. I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Like I'm not hiding it. Everybody knows I was locked up.
Unless someone's like interested in asking you.
Right. Yeah. Or people will say stuff.
We don't even talk about prison.
No.
And when we hang out, you know what I mean? So it's like,
well, someone will say like some movie, and they'll go, well, when did it come out? And they're like this. I'm like, well, I mean. If they didn't play it on the institution movie channel.
Damn.
I didn't get to see that movie. Sorry. Anyway. The booty bandit is clearly disturbing. So I feel bad for sea murder. Sea murder.
It's crazy.
There's a lot of sea dogs.
Yeah. Sea dogs, K's, K-Dog, all that shit. But,
ATL.
Yeah. But about the booty bandits and this guy, man, like, so like you said, if I do an episode on booty bandits, it gets a lot of views. Yeah. And I picked up on that when I started YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, shit, I'm going to find some crazy stories that have to do with booty bandits. So
you've got some nuts jobs.
Yeah.
You got some nut job stories.
So it's just crazy because like you said, talking about prison and shit like that, like I haven't done a lot of personal stories because I don't like talking about prison because it's like I'm a big believer in whatever you talk about, it's going to come about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to like jinx myself, but I'm going to be dropping more prison content, obviously.
Yeah. All right. So are we done? What are we doing? Which one? This one?
Yes, this is good. Unless you got any more, you good?
Let's do
it.
I'm
good. I don't know. What are you thinking? I don't know. I'm good. I mean,
I think it was pretty short, sweet to the point.
Is it short? How short is it?
No, it's gonna be a 20-minute video.
Like a 20-minute video.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Well, people are gonna watch.
Well, we got it. Yeah. Well, we got it. We're gonna figure out the round table thing later. But yeah,
we got to do that.
Yeah. All right.
Close it out.
Yeah. All right. Hey, this is Matt Cox, and I appreciate you guys watching. And if you like the video, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get the notifications, and share the video with your friends and family, and leave a comment in the comment section
for the
algorithm. And hey, whatever, bro. I appreciate it, and I'll see you.